Hey everyone, Crash Customs, Lake Havasu, Arizona, and I got more, finally back on it. More front suspension updates on the Dually. Right here, this is it all the way down, and with the wheel turned, the factory battery tray hits. So my quick and easy solution will be to remount it this way. That tab will need to be cut off because it hits the headlight, and I'll reroute that, and then pretty hard to see, but down there I need to make a bracket to attach to this point also. That's going to be my solution. Also had to pull the grill, the phantom grill, out because it still has the little factory plastic snorkel tube that went to that hole, which still had this factory piece, and the only way to get that out, you twist it and it comes out, but with the phantom grill it wouldn't come out far enough, and even if it did, there was no way of getting it out. It would just bounce around here. Plus I need access to the core support to bolt in the battery tray. Battery tray for the Dually is really done being modified. All three mounting points have been modified. This one was shortened, and then I put a slice here and here to bring the lip in to make it look like it wasn't modified. This bracket here is just square stock tubing that I cut down to get that bend. This bend here, I just did some cuts, bent it, and weld it back together. This other one has been lengthened 3/4 of an inch to meet up to the core support. I'm gonna put that in the blast cabinet, clean it up, spray bomb it black, and try not to think about how much time I spent on this battery tray just to make it look stock, like it belongs. And reality, we all do things for whatever reasons, but I don't know, I wanted that tray to look stock even though there's hardly anything on the truck that is stock. Dually battery tray done, mounted. Obviously made this triangle bracket for the bottom of the tray to mount to. Factory threaded holes right there. Full turn, and it clears. Plenty of room for the battery. Factory threaded hole there. That one I had to drill. And bonus, I don't have to mess with the cables. They will still all line up. Next I gotta mount the valves somewhere in here. I'm gonna turn the wheel back the other way and show you that lip that came forward. I massaged down under, so when the wheel is turned the other way, that clears also at ride height. Turn the wheel. There's a mess of wires that have to be dealt with right there. But there it is. You can see in there, it clears. Don't hit a bump. Right there. I want to straighten the wheel again, but if I could get it to ride there comfortably with the tire just tucked a little, I'd be so happy. Like that. Just tucked. About an inch. Blasting down the road. I see it happening. I see it happening. I got the all new Hydro Boost in and lines, so that should not leak anymore. I also have the valves for both sides mounted. Line to the bag is hooked up, ground is hooked up, but the positive and the line coming from the tank still needs to be installed. Both sides. Nice and hidden. It'll still clear the battery when you look straight down. Boom, right there. Valves. A lot of the air ride parts that I'm using are I'm pulling off of my girl's 56 Cadillac, because this is going to get airlift, ride height sensors, and valve block. That's all going in there. So I'm using like my leftovers for this. Everything still works proper. It's just different style. Still get it done. Next thing I want to attack on here, underneath in the back, I did have helper bags in here with a compressor tank, and that stuff is all like 15 years old. I still like the way the bags are mounted and everything that's here. I probably could clean up this wiring. Things change, but with having bags in the front now, this little tank I don't think is enough air, and one compressor for helper bags is fine, because I mean, if a compressor breaks, yeah, it's just helper bags. But since I got bags in the front, I like to always have two compressors. If one compressor goes and you figure that out, you still got another compressor to air it up, get home, get to the shop, and get it swapped out. So I got some tanks right here, two used ones, one new one. I want to see what I can fit up in there, and I want to see if I have a used compressor in my inventory. I don't know. I like to save everything, you know, at least for my own stuff. I don't have a problem putting a used compressor in here on my own stuff, because it's me, it's my labor. If it goes out because it's used, I'm the one who's swapping it out. Look at that. Air Zenith 06. Still works great. Still pounds the air in there, in that little tank. Pounds it in there really quick. But I like two compressors. One's a backup, right? Both are working, fills your air tank super quick. And like I said, if one goes out, you still got a second as a backup. So I'm gonna see what I can wedge up in here. Probably have to redo a lot of this layout, but that's fine. I got a plan. This is one of the bigger tanks. This bracket valves, that was already on the truck, and these mounting points were for the smaller tank. This tank had the mounting points further out. Just cut them off, weld them back on in the new location instead of making new brackets. Look at that. Yep, melt that metal in there. I made two easy offset brackets for the compressor. Also, these are interchangeable with these different positions. It was like this before. Bolted them like that. This is just a bolt drilled through. I had a hole drilled here, welded on, offset bracket like I said. It will go up here to the rail, the rear cross rail, like that basically. Bolt here, bolt there. Put it in, test fit it. Bolt it in loosely right to the rear cross rail. You can see what I got going on there. Bracket to a bracket to the cross rail. Next, that air tank here should have plenty of air for this thing. Let me show you where we're at. I'm pretty happy with things. Tanks are mounted, compressors are mounted. Nothing is obviously wired. You can see about all the wires hanging. It's not wired, it's not plumbed, but I have everything in position to where I want it. The tanks are high enough that when you're looking at it from the back, you won't see them. The Air Zenith that I had, I mean, here's like a product review right here. 2006 I bought this. I had it in another vehicle, swapped it into here, and it's still going. This one here is just a mock-up compressor. It's junk. I'm waiting for a new one to come. I was really hoping to use inventory that I had and not have to spend any money on parts, but here we are. 2 compressors, 2 tanks. There was 1 tank. I got 2. I even got some more space right here if I need to add something. I don't know what I would add, but the second tank that I added is just a used tank that I had laying around. It fit. Previously, that's where the valves for the rear helper bags were mounted and still are. Worked fine. Nothing crazy here. Previous brackets were just angle iron, so the new ones I made also angle iron, so they all match. It's a work truck. It's not a show truck. Nobody's gonna be ducking their head underneath and looking at it. It's a work truck. A nice looking work truck, but still a work truck. That's where I'm gonna leave this one. My summer dually vacation is over. I need to get back on this, get this thing drivable and on the road, and show off those 24's and my new center console. Cruise it, burn some gas, you know what I mean? Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll keep bringing you weekly content. Thanks.